I'm Edward Grinnan, Editor-in-Chief of Guideposts, with the True Mysterious Ways from Dorothy Nicholas of Asheboro, North Carolina. We've all had them, those inexplicable experiences that are more than just luck, more than mere coincidence. Here at Guideposts, we call them mysterious ways. Dorothy Nicholas and her husband were sitting at the table in their Florida home talking to their next-door neighbors, a young couple that had helped them a lot in the past year and a half after Dorothy's stroke and her husband's leg injury. Unexpectedly, the husband of the couple began telling Dorothy and her husband the story of his troubled past. At age 16, he'd fallen in with the wrong crowd in his hometown of Greenwood, South Carolina, and had spent a year in a reformatory. When he was released, he'd had good intentions, but because of his record, he couldn't find a job. He became desperate and decided to rob a service station so he could get enough money to leave the state. He stole his father's car and gun, and, just before closing time, drove up to the service window of the gas station. He was about to demand all the money from the woman manager. But just then, he explained, I looked up and saw the sign overhead. It read, "God is our security guard, always on the job." And I knew I couldn't rob that place. I rushed home and prayed all night. I was determined to get my life straightened out. And I did. Dorothy looked at her husband. Both remembered a night 13 years earlier when Dorothy sat at the kitchen table in the same town of Greenwood, South Carolina, trying to make a sign for their business. Dorothy had scribbled down several slogans. Finally it came, the words that her husband put on the sign on the roof of the small service station they managed. I'm sure you can imagine. God is our security guard, always on the job.